Avocado is an ingredient that could never be missing from the kitchen that I grew up in. From breakfast to dinner, we always found a space for this delicious food on our plates. If you're new to avocados, I want to give you some advice while picking them up from the store. If you want to eat them the same day or the day after, make sure to confirm how ripe they are. There have been many times where I asked someone to bring avocados to make a dish, and I cannot use them because they're too green. A good way to know if they're ready is to use your senses. If the color of the avocado is black and purple like this, they are ready to eat. Just be aware that some avocados can be overripe and still have the same color, and likewise, I encounter avocados that are too green, but they are ready to eat. The infallible test is using your touch. Gently press them. If the avocado is firm but soft enough to mold it, they are ready to eat. Too soft and they might be overripe. Too hard and they are not ripe enough. My last advice is that if you want to buy avocados to have them on demand in your house, you can buy them in different stages of ripeness or freeze the ones that are ready and thaw them the day before you want to eat them. Which brings me to the main point of this video. How do we eat avocados in Mexico? If we're talking about our day-to-day, the answer to this question depends on the amount of time that we have. For a quick way to eat your avocados, press the flesh with the back of the fork or your molcajete and add some salt. This is a quick way of making guacamole with very little effort. If you want to add a kick, you can add crushed chili flakes or specialty salts. In this case, I use chicatana salt, which already has some chili powder in it, and chicatanas for garnish. If you want to use them to jazzify your plate, just cut it in half, remove the seed and the skin, and cut it lengthwise in thin pieces and separate them like this. Remember to sprinkle some salt on top, and ta-da! You have a garnish for your plate. Now you can go all out with this one. There are techniques by chefs that show you how to do more complex patterns, like this. It's all about the effort that you want to put in it. If having too little avocado is your problem, you can add them to a blender with water and salt. Blending them will create a bigger volume of creamy, homogeneous guacamole that you can use for your antojitos mexicanos. Again, don't be shy to try to add more flavors in the blender like cilantro, lime, and cooked green chilies. This worked great for me. Lastly comes the guacamole recipe I use when having a carne asada at home. To start, we're gonna combine some diced onions with lime juice. Any onion will work, but my recommendation will be to go with red onions. If you're not a fan of the onion flavor, I will recommend you trying this at least once, as letting the lime juice and onion rest for a bit cuts down on that strong onion flavor. If you are a fan of spicy, here's where you can add diced chiles like jalapeno, serrano, or even habanero. After 5 to 10 minutes, add your avocados and salt, and just like we did at the beginning, use a fork to combine all of the flavors. Lastly, add some chopped cilantro to your liking and your guacamole is ready. The cool thing about this guacamole is that because of the lime, your guacamole will stay green and fresh for longer. Another way of achieving the same result is by adding the seed of an avocado to your guacamole. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other ways of eating avocado, let me know in the comments down below. If you want specific measurements of any of the recipes I made, I will leave them in the description down below. Hasta la próxima!